Shelley Winter. Shelley Winter Show, ladies and gentlemen. I want to talk about something. I'm trying to get information on it right now, but apparently there was a debate tonight between the people, was Duncan, Thurman, and Keisha Lance Bottoms. I'm trying to get some information on it right now, but let's see. 11 Alive. Okay, 11 Alive. I just got the text back. Hold on one second, ladies and gentlemen. I'm bringing this up for a point. 11 Alive had a Democratic gubernatorial debate. Keisha Lance Bottoms, Mike Thurman, and Jeff Duncan. I'm going to watch that, get some sound from it, and we'll talk about it tomorrow. I find it interesting, and I'm going to say this to my side. My side is, I don't know if it's the consultants, I don't know if it's the candidates, but my side is largely showing themselves to be, I can't find a better word, punks. I'm sorry. These Democrats are willing to go in town halls all over the state, and they're together. 4 or 5 of them on a stage. We have not had one of those, and we're April 15th, 12 days from the start of early voting. And Republicans have not had one event Faith and Freedom. And not even all of them were there. But we have not had one event where our Democrat gubernatorial candidates have been on a stage together, with the exception of Faith and Freedom. And that was a closed event with a small number of people. I'm not knocking it. I'm just saying it was a closed event. The Democrats, meanwhile, are on these stages together. Now, I want to play for you good friend Brian Robinson. He's when Rick Jackson came on the show, Brian's basically the comms guy for Rick Jackson. I wanted you to listen to this. This is they're on a show this morning. Him, Theron Johnson, and I don't mind saying it, Lisa Rayam. And they're talking, and he's talking about town halls and debates. Listen to this.
And so Republicans want to speak to Republican audiences, and they want to talk to media sources that maybe have a Republican filter on them. So that's one of the reasons why Republicans approach these things differently than Democrats do. And I think it's perfectly fair. I think we should say no to a lot of these forums. I think Democrats are doing way too many.
So Democrats are doing way too many. How does that serve the voter? Think about it. On the Republican side, we have people that believe, nothing against Brian. I mean, of course, this is his opinion, but he's not the only one. We have people that believe that the Democrats are having way too many town halls, that they're addressing too much of the audience of voters. That's crazy to me. How can you have way too many
of them, frankly? And there's just so many of them, and there may be some personalities involved. You know, several of the Republicans got in trouble for not going. We're not in trouble. They got attacked for not going to a Black Republican Council forum in South Fulton, when all of the organizers are people who've endorsed Burt Jones.
So here's the thing. He's talking about, I was one of the organizers. You heard me promoting that town hall that we had, the Georgia Black Republican Council. He was talking about my event, our event, the Georgia Black Republican Council event. And he said, why would we do that? You came on my show. Clearly, you're not intimidated by people who've endorsed Burt Jones because you're on my show. You had Rick Jackson on my show, and I treated him fairly. I've had every Democrat on my show. They know I'm not going to vote for them. They've come on my show. Why? Because they know I'm fair. I'm not going to play gotcha. If I don't do it on my radio show, you know I'm not going to do it in a public forum.
Right, and they're going to be like, oh, you won't come speak to a Black audience. No, we love to come speak to a Black Republican.
So then why not set one up on your own? Why not reach out to some Black audience and say, hey, we want to do an event for Black Republicans? Because you believe these are not valid. They're not worth it.
Audience, that'd be fantastic. But we're not going to go to one where all the organizers are already publicly aligned with one of the candidates. You know, that becomes a setup. For doing these debates and forums, they are, whether you are an experienced candidate or a neophyte, these are massive time sucks for a campaign. They are time away from fundraising, time away from being on the campaign trail to prep, because debates are only matter.
So here's the thing. Time away from fundraising. That's the first thing he said, time away from fundraising. Essentially, what he's saying is that, listen, guys, getting in front of the voters, man, dude, that takes up a lot of time. And time away from, and prep. What do you need to prep for? Think about it. Think about it. I want you all to think about this. These are people running for governor of state of Georgia. And Brian's not the only one. All the consultants feel this way. They all feel this way. If you've ever tried to get these candidates to any event, every single one of you know how hard it is. And it's not because so much they're so busy, because they'll say, well, we have a lot to go on. Let me check our schedule. It's not that. It's they're weeding through where they want to go. And so what they're saying is that we need a lot of time for prep. What do you need prep for? You're running for office. You should have prepped before you announced. What are you prepping for? Why do you need to prep? To tell people what you're going to do for them to get their vote. You should already have that in your gut. You should have that in your soul. It should be in your brain. It should be baked in a cake. There should be nothing like a gotcha question because you've already planned this out. You don't have to prep for that. Hey, what are you going to do for education? Rattle it off. What are you going to do for Medicare, health expansion? We're not. We are. We'll rattle it off. What do you have to prep for that for? When I heard this, I'm not going after my friend Brian. I just want you guys to hear. I really want you to hear that this is how these campaigns, this is the way the sausage is made. First, they think, we don't want to get too much in front of the voters. It's a time suck from fundraising. What? It's too much preparation. Huh? What do you have to prepare for? I can leave this building right now, go to Kroger, and have someone walk up to me in Kroger and say, hey, Shelley, what do you think of the blockade? And I can rattle it off. I don't have to prepare. I don't have to find my phone. I don't have to look it up. I can rattle it off. If you don't like the answer, you don't like the answer. But when you tell me you have to do prep for a town hall, that means you're preparing for that group of people to say the right things in front of that group of people as opposed to another group of people. Lastly, listen to this.
And Theron can back me up on this. Debates only matter if they become a catastrophe for one of the candidates.
Now, it's not a debate, it's a town hall. Everyone that I've talked to, they're having town halls. 11 Alive did have a debate, but it's more of a town hall. A town hall is where all the candidates are sitting there. We tried to get one here. Couldn't get everybody to agree to be on the stage together on the Republican side. I'm working on one on the Democrat side where all we're trying to do right now is work out the date. They're all willing to do it. The top 4 Democrat candidates, all willing to sit on a stage together and take questions on the economy of Georgia, business development, health care, education. Not a single one of them said back to me, is such and such going to be there? But we're doing that on the Republican side. That should terrify every single Republican primary voter. That is the truth of the matter. There are candidates running for office who will not appear on stages with other candidates in the Republican Party. If you can't do that, you're not qualified to be governor. You're not in any way, shape, or form qualified to be governor. Because what, are you going to not show up with a Democrat debate when you're in a general? And why do you need preparation? What preparation you need? You know what preparation is done for? So the consultants can eat up your time and charge you more, period. Because if you're running for office, my friends, you should have all of this in your heads. Your wife, your spouse should be able to tap you on the shoulder at 2 o'clock in the morning and say, honey, and you wake up with a startle and your wife says to you, what are you going to do about education in the state of Georgia? You shouldn't have to reach for an index card. You shouldn't have to reach for notes. You shouldn't have to look to your consultant. You should just wake up with your wife and answer in 1 or 2 minute answer, quick and fast, and roll back over and go to sleep. If you can't do that on April 15th with 12 days to early voting, they're sucking you dry. They're taking your money. Shelley went to show. We'll be right back.